Hey guys, wanted to go ahead and just do an overview of the Teenage Engineering CM-15 microphone. It is an extremely tiny microphone. Very tiny. See that? It's really, really tiny. But I'll just pop it back on. Wow. Okay, so I got it back on again, but as you can see, it's very tiny, tiny, tiny. So the company is called Teenage Engineering by CM-15. I was really curious about this microphone because of a few reasons. Number one, and by the way, all audio is raw and unprocessed. I'm not going to do any sort of compression or anything like that. This is how the audio sounds. So basically, I was curious about this microphone, but I noticed three things about this microphone, right? So the first thing, there's not a lot of reviews out there, or not much information at all out there. Second of all, I noticed that quite a few of the videos that are out there, they're made by the people who make this microphone, which in my opinion doesn't really, it's kind of like, I get it. They're trying to promote it, but in my opinion, that's not reliable for me. And then second of all, a lot of the videos that were out there, they're kind of like folks that I just felt they were too far for the microphone or they weren't speaking on axis. So the one person who actually did have a valuable review.
And I'm like, well, it comes with this little stand here, or does it come with it, or did I get this separate?
He actually was in a car bringing it up really close, and I noticed like, hey, that sounds pretty good. But then that comes to my third thing. I need context, right? So I feel like what's also important is I want to see how does it sound compared to other microphones. Oops, sorry. In other words, how would it sound like compared to like an AT2020, an AT2035, an NT1, and then like other microphones, right? So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to have a shootout where you can hear this microphone compared to other microphones and get a sense of like how it sounds and how it stacks up. Here, pop that on there because that actually does help the sound a lot. Anyway, microphone check, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. This is the Samson Go mic. This is around $30. This is also, I would say, a portable setup. Again, I like to put the windscreen on it because it makes it sound a little bit more full. But we're comparing this to. All right, so here's audio from the CM-15. This is how the audio sounds. Microphone check, testing 1 2 3. We're just going to do a comparison with one microphone here and see how it sounds, and to go from there. Microphone check, testing 1 2 3. All right, so here is the Rode Videomic Go 2, and this is how the audio sounds. This microphone is, I would say, a portable setup, kind of in the same way as this microphone, and we're just comparing it to the CM-15. So this is the Rode Videomic Go 2. You can find this for about $99, so pretty huge price difference between this and this. So this is the Rode Videomic Go 2. Okay, so we're back on the CM-15. This is how the audio sounds. Microphone check, testing 1 2 3. Going back and doing a quick comparison. Microphone check, testing 1 2 3. Alrighty, so here is audio from the SE4100, and what we're doing is we're comparing it to the CM-15. It may or may not be a fair comparison, but I actually think it is because this is actually, believe it or not, a lot more in terms of cost. So this is around $299 or so, and obviously you'd plug it into like a Moto M2. Alright, we're back at it again. This is the CM-15. This is how the audio sounds. Microphone check, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Next comparison, so this is the RODE NT1 4th Gen, and we're comparing this to the CM-15. This is just more to get a reference. The RODE NT1 it was kind of like the intermediate setup, but also this profile is considered more flat and neutral. So we're just going to get a sense of how does this sound tonally compared to the NT1. Okay, back on the CM-15, this is how the audio sounds. Microphone check, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Again, this is audio from the CM-15. All right, so now this is the Audio-Technica AT2035. We're going to be comparing it to the CM-15. The Audio-Technica 2035 is generally more of a brighter sounding microphone. All right, back at it again. This is audio from the CM-15. This is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. All right, microphone check, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. So this is audio from the Warm 47 Junior. I had to do a retake. This is take 2 because for some reason it just sounded a lot brighter compared to the CM-15. Maybe the CM-15 I just had like morning voice on it, but it was awfully close to the Warm 47 Junior. So anyway, I'm going to go and redo a redo. This is the Warm 47 Junior. Okay, back at it again. We're back on the CM-15. There's like a car that just drove by, but anyway, this is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. All right, so this is the Zoom M3. This is actually another portable setup. I actually have it plugged into the computer right now, but this can actually disconnect from the computer and you could record this anywhere. This is actually a true portable setup, about 3 ounces. And, if this is going to be portable, well, this is portable too. How does the sound compare? This is about $168. I put a different pop windscreen on it. I put the Rode Videomic Go 2 windscreen on it. But this is the sort of audio you're getting. This is 32-bit float. It's a shotgun. It's got a recorder inside, but you can also plug it to your computer and use it as, All right, back at it again. This is audio from the CM-15, and this is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so this is the RODE NT1 5th Gen. I would say this is around $169. Actually, in my opinion, a pretty good deal because in my opinion, it's... Okay, back at it again. This is audio from the CM-15. This is how the audio sounds. Mic check, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so this is the Austrian audio OC18. Actually pretty close in price to this one, and certainly much less portable, but it's just a point of reference just to see how it compares to it. All right, back on the CM-15, this is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, so this is audio from the TLM 103, and this is how the audio sounds. Maybe this might be a point of comparison because maybe voice actors might be interested in a portable setup like this, and how close is it to the TLM 103? Alrighty, back at it again. This is audio from the CM-15. This is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so here's the Neumann U87 AI. I've noticed a lot of the people that were featuring the CM-15, they were comparing it to a U87 in a bathroomy sounding room. But how does it compare? How does it compare to the Neumann U87? This is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, back on the CM-15, this is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is how it sounds. Alright, so here's audio from the TLM 102, and this is how the audio sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is actually, I think, a pretty viable portable setup, actually. Alrighty, back at it again. This is audio from the CM-15. This is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so here's the line audio CM4. Hey, if you're going to go portable, this is portable, and this is how it sounds. How does a line audio CM4, which is around $150, compare to this microphone right here? Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, we're back on the CM-15. This is how the audio sounds. Quick comparison. This is how it sounds. Mic check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so here's another portable setup. This is the SE Electronics SE8, and this is how the audio sounds. Quite portable, easy to bring around. You would just need to bring an audio interface, but this is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. How does this sound compared to the CM-15? Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, back at it again. This is how the audio sounds. This is audio from the Teenage Engineering CM-15, and this is how it sounds. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I had to go ahead and redo the Shure KSM-32 video section because something went wrong. So this is just me recording again. Now, this is at a different time. Sometimes I find my voice changes throughout the day, but this is how it sounds on the Shure KSM-32. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, back at it again. This is audio from the CM-15. I've absolutely lost track of count of where I'm at right now. I'm just counting. Microphone check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, so we're back on the CM-15, but basically I'm just going to give you my final thoughts, and to go from there, I am currently in XLR mode. Okay, so I just want to say a few things. So this microphone, I would classify this microphone as neutral warm. It is not a bright microphone. It's not a dark microphone. So let me kind of give you my thoughts. So basically, this was the AT2035 is brighter than this microphone. The NT1 4th Gen is actually brighter. Oddly enough, it was actually pretty close to the Warm 47 Junior. So I actually had to do a retake. I was like, no way. How are you so close to the Warm 47 Junior? But it was. The NT1 5th Gen is brighter than this microphone. The TLM 103 is brighter than this microphone. The OC18 is brighter than this microphone. You seeing a pattern here? The TLM 102 is brighter than this microphone. This microphone is actually more in line with the KSM-32 and the Line Audio CM4. Basically, this is definitely, I would say a neutral warm microphone. Okay, so what are my thoughts in general? I think, okay, just for context, I wasn't actually expecting this microphone to be good. I'm not even kidding. I was actually going to just get the Rode Videomic Go 2 and be like, yo, this microphone blows this out, and just like, goodbye, and when we're done. And then I remember when I first heard this, I was like, dude, this microphone sounds good. Like, what the hell? Now, I just want to give you a bit of context. This the capsule that's inside this microphone, they didn't build the capsule. The capsule is actually coming from, I think it's called the Peluso or whatever, but it's the same capsule used in a lot of do-it-yourself kind of U87 mod microphones, right? But damn, it sounds good. Like, it sounds really good. I can't complain about it. I think in general, this audio is easily good for any and all professional work. It just sounds really good. And I was pleasantly surprised because I was expecting this microphone to sound USB tinny, and it is not that. This is clearly blowing away a lot of, I would say, professional XLR setups, and it was definitely veering in the $300, $400, $500 range of microphones that were out there. You know, I mean, from a personal taste, I think this sounds better than the TLM 103. I think it sounds better than a TLM 102, and those are like $1,000. You know what I mean? And I just want to say a few notes about this microphone so you're aware. Number one, even though it does have a battery inside of it, there's no recorder in it. So you still have to plug it into a USB with something. The other thing, too, is I think it sounds better in XLR mode, which is what it is right now. There's an XLR mode and there's a USB-C mode. But no joke, even the USB-C mode was pretty damn good. The other thing I want to say, too, so this didn't actually come with a stand, and I wish they kind of did, but on the other hand, I'm like, oh, whatever. But it's just kind of like, you know, this is definitely going to, you know, pick up a lot of what's out there. So just keep note of that. The other thing I want to say too, that's I think kind of important, is there's no on this directly. You can kind of hear yourself, but you can't adjust your volume. And so there's like a setting 0 and a 1 and a 2. And what was actually kind of strange was when I would put it on setting 2, you could hear yourself louder. And then when you obviously put on setting 1, it's quieter. It's a pad. But what's kind of interesting is a pad's not actually supposed to change the tone of the microphone. But what I found is, I think what's going on is with the headphone amps, when it's louder, it's almost like you compensate and you speak a little bit differently. At least I was. But when I put it on 1 where you could barely hear yourself, you kind of come a little closer and it's more full. And so I would find my recordings would sound actually better on setting 1 than setting 2. This is not going to make sense unless you actually get the microphone. Okay, the other thing too is like, do I think it's worth $1,200? Well, like I said, I don't, it's up for debate. I think in general, even in the shootout, there were quite a few microphones that I felt were either on par or better. But I think the fact that this microphone is so damn portable and giving you this kind of sound would definitely appeal to some people. I think they probably got the right customer with me because I really love portable and compact, and I love aesthetics. You know, and yeah, I mean, I don't think this is like a good price for most people, but I think if you really care about something that's portable, something that gives you good sound, and could be viable for any time you need to use, like you need good audio, I think this absolutely can get the job done.